So when you have a problem with somebody in your life, maybe a spouse or a friend, do you think it's a good idea to constantly remind that person or them to remind you of all the bad things that you did to them and all the things that you've done that you can't change now in the present because they've already been done? You know, you've apologized for them. You've rectified them. You don't do it anymore. You haven't in a really, really long time. But that person keeps bringing it up. Being like, hey, man, you know that one time, you know, you said this about my mom or my brother, and, you know, I'm still pissed off about that. You're like, man, I said I'm sorry, and I haven't done it again, and you're still bringing it up. Like, clearly, you know, you don't want to resolve anything. You want to keep this wound festering and festering and festering until we just no longer speak to each other, until we come to blows or something like that, right? That's all it's going to do when you bring up things that you can't change. And this is what, you know, Ottawa is doing. This is what a lot of these globalists, leftists, whatever you want to call them, are doing by putting up monuments and statues and things to symbolize all the bad things we've done to different minority groups. You know, Ottawa is now going to be the home of this new statue dedicated to the LGBTQSTUWYMZ group, and it's going to be memorializing all of the discrimination against the LGBT community in Canada, right? You know, it's like, great, guys, let's have something to remind the gays how mean we are to them so they never stop complaining, right? Let's do the same for this group and this group and this group and natives. Let's change the curriculum to now teach all the kids about how badly we treated natives and residential schools and all this other crap, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it's fine to acknowledge the past and to acknowledge things you've done and to move forward, but to just dwell and to focus on them, yeah, it's just going to create disunity. It's going to create division. People are going to end up hating each other, which is already happening. You know, you see this anti-white rhetoric that is going on continuously just gets white people to hate themselves as well as minorities and whatnot to think like, oh, you fucking white people, this and that, right? All it does is just create more and more hatred. And, you know, you got these politicians pretending like, you know, they're putting these up to promote unity and to be like, see how progressive we are, but really it's just going to have a huge dividing effect, right? It's going to keep a chip on the shoulder of the people who maybe were discriminated against in the past, right? And it's going to keep reminding them, like I said, you know, if you're in a relationship with somebody like a girl or something and you keep bringing up, or she keeps bringing up something you did, and you're trying to move on, you know, that's never going to work. They have to forgive and forget and move on. And building, if you go and maybe you cheated on your girlfriend, let's just say she forgave you, right? And then you're trying to work it out and move forward and stay in a relationship, but then she goes and she builds a fucking monument outside your house of its depiction of you cheating on her. Well, every day she walks into that fucking house, she's gonna see that monument and be like, that piece of shit, you know, that motherfucker cheated on me. So this is all these statues do to the minority, to the whatever population. It's like, those fucking bastards, they treated us like this and blah blah blah. Maybe a few of them will look at it and be like, wow, look at the progress we've made in society, but largely, no, it's not going to have that. You know, people, you need to forget about things and forgive things that cannot be changed. You know, I learned that from Stoicism. I learned that from, you know, there was some other religious or Christian prayer or whatever. You know, you focus on the things that you can change and you forget about the things that you can't change. I'm paraphrasing this, but that is the essence of it. You know, I see people all the time worried about things and mad about things that they have no control over. They can't do anything about. It's like, just release yourself from that. It's a burden upon you that you don't need. Only focus on what you can control in your own life. Anything else, you're just wasting your time. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.